Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've done one of these little face-to-face or at least face-to-camera episodes, and I've been doing a lot of videos about parades and exciting things in New York, but that's not why I originally put together this video log. I wanted to have a record of kind of what it's like to come to New York, at least for me, and try to make it and try to figure out things out here, coming from a smaller town. So it's been 2.5 years now that I've been out here. I can't even believe it. I mean, I'm approaching 3 years out here, and it seems like yesterday. I recently checked out my first video that I made where I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and excited about coming out here, like I'm sure so many people are. And originally I came out here, I really just wanted to be a part of the big city, like I think a lot of people do. And I was excited about maybe, getting into writing and things like that, because I had been doing that for a city in California, doing some writing, and I wanted to take it to maybe the next level, come out to New York and try to, I don't know what I was thinking, like go write for a newspaper while I'm washing dishes at night, or some little crazy fantasy in my mind that I had about trying to make it out here that I guess was kind of cobbled together by memories of movies and things like that. So when I first came out here, I didn't know anybody. So I thought in my mind, how am I going to really make connections if I want to get into writing? So I generated an internship for myself at a startup beer company. And I contacted these guys. They had an ad on Craigslist. They wanted an intern, somebody to write up some content for their blogs and so forth. So when I came out here, I thought, well, I'll come to New York for a couple months. I'll do some blogs for them, do some of their social networking sites, which were really just starting to become important in terms of companies using them to advertise to people. So these guys wanted me to set up some of their social media. And I think back then, like a lot of companies just assumed if you're a young person, you know everything about social media. So I knew a little bit. So I came and I planned to be out here for a couple months, and if things worked out and I got a job, maybe I'd stay out here. But I did some blogs for them, did some things for them, but I never got a job offer at the, after working for them for free for several months. And so I thought, well, should I go back? Should I stay out here? I'd kind of fallen in love with New York, and I really wanted to be out here. So I generated 2 other internships for myself because I was unable to pick up a job at this point. I'd been trying, I'd been applying for different writing jobs, and just, I couldn't even pick up really freelance gigs or anything. So I interned at a independent movie distributor and a travel magazine, which was mainly a trade publication. And so for the travel magazine, I put together some news briefs and stories about hotels and different locations, which is really ironic because all I really did was research some of these things and write up little news briefs about different events that were happening at hotels or things like that. I never got to actually go to these places. And I posted pictures on their websites and helped do their put up their videos and things like that. So that was, I was really excited about, and I thought maybe that'll turn into a job or something like that. The other one, I thought I was going to be doing a blog for them or some writing, and they said there might be something like that involved, which is kind of why I signed on. But I just ended up running errands for them, getting muffins, typing up things. Like so many interns really just get taken advantage of and end up doing those things. I'm kind of bittersweet on the whole internship type thing. I really feel that if a company is going to have somebody work there, it's fine to, extract some work out of them, have them type up things, have them get your muffins. But there really should be some exchange in terms of letting them watch how you do projects, letting them learn how you do things. It shouldn't just all be taking advantage of these guys for free labor. And it was really disappointing to me, like when I went to some parties and I was talking to individuals which were my age, late 20s, early 30s, and they were in a position where they were hiring interns. And really, all they were doing when they were hiring interns is they couldn't afford administrative staff or little gophers. So they'd laugh to me and say, "Oh, we're hiring this person. I'm making her get my coffee and stuff. Oh, she has dreams of getting into publishing." And they'd laugh about it, and I was like, "Wow, how rotten is that?" So, not all the time, but I feel especially with the economy, there's a lot of people being taken advantage of with these kind of internship type things, and just being used for free labor, which is really sad. So that one I really didn't have any aspirations about anything happening with, but the travel one I thought, well, maybe I'll get hired on as a staff member. And my manager said, yeah, I'm really going to make a push for you to get hired on here. What I didn't know is that a lot of the staff had been let go right before I started working there. So as I finished a 3-month tenure with those guys, there was nothing. They didn't offer a position, anything. And so I was really disappointed. So I finished both those internships. I had been out here 6 months, 3 months at the beer place, 3 months at both of those other 2 internships, and then I was out, just kind of looking for work and trying to figure out what to do. I did pick up a couple of freelance things that didn't really pay that much, just doing some kind of almost advertising copy stuff for some websites that really just didn't really pay enough for me to pay my rent. So I was really just trying to figure out what to do. So every day I was up at near Columbia writing in their library, and there was a girl that sat at the same table as me every day. And I got to talking to her, and she was doing research on geriatric stuff. And she said she had been working, part-time at a job where she interviewed elderly people and asked them about possible mistreatment. And she said, well, it's kind of a crazy job and everything, but yeah, they're hiring. And I said, they're hiring? I want it. I want this job. I'm like starving. I need some money. So I interviewed and I got that job. So it was a very interesting study. And I would interview these elderly people about possible incidents of mistreatment between elderly people, which is a type of mistreatment that people don't often really think about. So I got like an inside perspective of nursing homes and geriatric facilities and how those things really are. I think a lot of people, when they think of elderly people, they think of kind of cute and funny things like maybe the grandpa from The Simpsons, but these are real people. I think a lot of people forget this, and they have all of the spectrum of personalities that you'd experience like in a regular population. So there's really nice people, really not so nice people, and you also throw in the mix of varying degrees of like dementia or memory issues, and interesting, very interesting. So I worked there for 1.5 years, and by the end of that I was kind of managing the site there and helping, acting as a liaison between the main office and the different nursing homes that I would go to with different with a team that was there, and we mainly stayed at one nursing home. So after 1.5 years, I'd been applying to writing jobs, I finally got this one place that was like a trade publication that was interested in me as a researcher. I thought, awesome, I can do this. They want a researcher. They said, well, we'll pick you up for 3 months on a temp to hire contract, and after 3 months, if you're working out, we'll hire you, give you benefits, things like that, and maybe you'll be able to be a reporter here, do some stories, something. And I was like, great, this is great. So the pay was a lot less, but I was excited about this. So I worked for them for 3 months and really kind of busted my ass. I had to work some extra hours that I wasn't paid for. Sometimes I worked a couple weekends putting together information, just really busting my ass for it. And after 3 months, I came to them and I asked them, well, so do you like my work? Is there a chance of being hired? And they said, well, here's the thing. Your employment, being hired is really contingent upon our sales. And so we don't know how that's going to work out until we go to publication with this thing you're putting together. And that was never part of the deal. And I said, well, So when you get the sales results back, which totally don't depend on me because I'm not a part of selling these things, can I get hired? He said, nah, probably not. Actually, what we're gonna just do is extend your contract, and you can work indefinitely, basically, at this really low pay rate. Working tons of extra hours and not getting insurance. So, as you can imagine, I was thrilled about that. So I said goodbye to them. And then I was unemployed. And that was 2.5 months ago. I've been looking for work, just getting nowhere. And except for finding really low paying things like $8 an hour, $9 an hour things. So I'd have to work like 2 or 3 of those. And just watching what I had saved up dwindle down to nothing. And that's where I'm at right now. So it's been like the closing in on 3 months, and I'm really looking at the possibility of having to move back to California to be with my family. And don't get me wrong, it'd be great to be with my family, but I'm just, it's been tough out here in New York, and I really feel that there are people see different types of New York depending on what they're making out here. If you're a young professional, a young doctor, or in finance, everybody who's in finance seems to be doing great. You're going to bars, you're in clubs all the time, you're eating at all these places, it's a big party. And if you're not, it's a little bit of a struggle. And I think especially with this economy, it's just really tough. So I'm looking at maybe going back to school and considering graduate programs and things like that. And I made good friends out here. My old roommate up in Harlem, she's a great person, and a person I met at the nursing home. Not one of the residents, although I consider a couple of the residents my friends, and my roommate now, and a couple other people, even people in Staten Island. Great friends, but it's kind of sad for me. I don't know. I don't think I can maybe sustain it out here. So this will be the deciding month, next couple of weeks, if I can put something together. And I wish it wasn't that way, but maybe I'll go back, get educated, and come back at some point. We'll see. I'm not giving up hope yet. A couple weeks before I really need to set into motion what I'm going to do. So, yeah, it's maybe one of the last NYC Me TV episodes. I don't know. Hopefully not. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. It's New York for now.